So good evening and welcome. Welcome to the Wednesday Divine Healing Valley Wednesday meet. And the conversation or the topic today, agenda today is conversations with God. And the main topic that we're going to discuss today is misconceptions about God. Now, all of us have grown having some conceptions about God. So what are the misconceptions that we are having about God? So that is the topic. And this came as a very interesting topic when I was discussing with Sanjeev and Amitji. And this topic came up and I decided, not then and there, but today morning I decided, let this be the topic for the day, right? So that's how it started. All right, great. So let's have some sharings from the last sessions. We have had 3 sessions so far of conversations with God, and we have dealt with some serious topics. Why suffering and misery in life? Why so much violence on planet Earth, right? What is the role of karma? How does the law of karma work? And why the heaven did God create this whole universe? What was the purpose behind it? So we have seen all these questions, right? So in case you still have some lingering questions if you have some questions which need to be addressed, which are still plaguing you, so you can ask that before we move on with the topic today of misconceptions about God. Right. So anybody having any kind of questions on the 3 sessions that we have done so far? अभी तक जो हमने 3 सेशंस किए हैं उस पे अगर किसी को कोई सवाल हो, कोई शेयर करना चाहते हो, तो आप बिल्कुल फ्रीडम के साथ शेयर कर सकते हैं। कौन बोलना चाहेंगे? ये हिंदी में मैंने पुष्पा जी के लिए बोला वैसे, हाँ, क्योंकि मेरे को कंप्लेंट आती है कि बहुत इंग्लिश बोलता हूँ, तो थोड़ी सी हिंदी मैंने जोड़ दी। ऑलराइट, गुड। So who would like to share?
Yeah, I didn't. I have to get my answer from God. Where are you going to take me?
Where are you going to take me? Yes, you asked that in the last session. Yes.
I need that. I'm looking for that answer actually.
Okay. So first of all, let me tell you, if you're asking this question to God, so first we have to understand, how does God answer? Yeah, how does God answer? And by the way, all these discussions, before anybody has any kind of assumptions and notions about what I'm talking, let me just share with you, this is based, all these discussions that I'm having here is based on a book which is called Conversations with God by Neil Donald Walsh. It's a 3-part book, part 1, part 2, part 3. And I've read it so many times that, it is ingrained into it is in my flesh and blood now. So that is the basic foundation of this program. Okay. And secondly, whenever God answers, and it is also coming straight from the book, whenever God answers in 2 ways. One is a universal language of Tathastu. Correct? That is the universal language of God. We all know that. भगवान से कोई भी अगर तपस्या करके प्रार्थना कोई भी वरदान मांगते हैं तो भगवान एक ही बात बोलते हैं, तथास्तु, जो तुम मांगो वो हो जाए। तो अगर आप लाइफ में बोल रहे हो कि मैं तो बर्बाद हूँ, मेरी जिंदगी बिल्कुल खत्म हो चुकी है, मैं किसी लायक नहीं हूँ, तथास्तु, you will become that. So we have to safeguard our words. That is the first thing that God will say, right? Second, if God has to teach something, what will God teach? What will God teach? Only the universal laws. Only the universal laws which he made to govern the whole universe. तो यूनिवर्स को कैसे चलाना है उसके लिए कुछ लॉस हैं, कुछ you can say law and order maintain करने के लिए, like Earth is moving around the sun for billions and billions of years, no collision. हम पूरे एक दिन नॉन स्टॉप गाड़ी चला ले तो हम 15 जगह ठोक देंगे, right? So you have to understand there is a perfect law and order happening in the whole universe. That is the law of order. So God will always teach you what? Universal laws. And there is only one language which God will say if you ask anything, that is Tathastu. Correct? So Parivinji, to answer your question, if you have a question to God, he will explain you some universal law. Right? And if you say, make a statement, God will say Tathastu. हो जाएगा। तो आपको सोच समझ के बोलना है जो भी आप बोल रहे हैं, क्योंकि हमारी every thought, every word, every sentence that we speak is an asking towards the God, and God says Tathastu. Right? And if you want to learn something, if it's a real question, then he will teach you some universal laws. Okay. So now the universal law is what? आपका question है, मेरे को इस body के बाद या इस lifetime के बाद कहाँ लेके जाओगे? So if God were to answer that, what will God say? कहाँ जाना चाहते हो?
अच्छा.
कहाँ जाना चाहते हो, एक डिजायर होगी आपकी, और उस डिजायरिंग लेवल पे आपका डिजर्विंग लेवल क्या है, आपके कर्मों के मुताबिक आप कहाँ जा सकते हो वो बताएगा, है ना। तो कहाँ जाना चाहते हो ये आपकी डिजायर है, कहाँ जा सकते हो ये आपके कर्म है, तो गॉड इन्हीं दोनों पे बात करेगा ना, राइट। सो इफ दैट गिव्स यू द आंसर, एंड ऑफ कोर्स एक और लॉ क्या है, सोल का पर्पस क्या है, सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन। जब तक सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन नहीं होगा, यू विल गो ऑन टेकिंग बर्थ आफ्टर बर्थ आफ्टर बर्थ टू इवॉल्व टू बिकम द गॉड, सेल्फ रियलाइज्ड, राइट। तो इस जन्म के बाद अगले जन्म में आओगे। फॉर्म कौन सा चाहिए, कहाँ पे पैदा होना है, कौन से पेरेंट्स के साथ पैदा होना है, कौन कौन से सिबलिंग्स होंगे, क्या उस लाइफ टाइम में आपका पर्पस रहेगा, क्या अचीव करोगे, इसका एक ब्लूप्रिंट बना के सोल जाएगा नीचे बेस्ड ऑन हिज पास्ट कर्मा। सो डायरेक्ट आंसर टू योर क्वेश्चन वुड बी, इफ गॉड वर टू आंसर, कहाँ जाना चाहते हो और क्या डिजर्व करते हो।
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So I should know what I want actually.
Yeah, be clear. सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन चाहिए, हाँ आ जाओ,
Okay.
अगले फॉर्म में जाओ, कर्मों के हिसाब से तुम यहाँ 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 जा सकते हो, चूज। The soul will say, okay, choose. I will go here. This will be the parents. This will be the situation, which I explained before also. The soul has a blueprint on which it works.
Thank you.
And that is how it moves. Perfect.
Thank
Anybody else has a better answer? Welcome. Please share your answers. This is what, in my understanding, God could possibly say. And again, I repeat, this is not my own belief and theories. These are coming straight from the book Conversations with God, right? Okay, so no notions about what I am saying. It is not a like जैसे बोलते हैं ना, ब्रह्म सत्य नहीं है ये. Whatever I am saying, don't believe it. But if you have a better answer, believe that. If you don't have a better answer, take it. That is what the book says. So that is what I'm saying. Okay, good. Anybody else who has a question? And then we move on with the topic today. Misconceptions about God. God के बारे में हमारे बहुत सारे concepts बने हुए हैं बचपन से. हाँ, तो I will start with a few which I had. पहले मैं भगवान को मानता था, बहुत मानता था, जानता कुछ नहीं था, मानता बहुत था। भगवान कहीं ऊपर हैं, महाविष्णु हैं, शिव जी हैं, बहुत सारे भगवान थे, सबकी कहानियां सुनता था, शिव पुराण, विष्णु पुराण. My mom used to read me that and I used to listen to it. So I had a concept about God. God कोई है और उसको नाराज नहीं करना है. So I was always trying to please God, just like I was trying to please my parents. So our first concept about God as a child is always the same concept that we have about our parents, because parents are our first gods, right or wrong? है ना. तो बचपन में हमारे concepts भगवान के कैसे बनते हैं, जैसे पेरेंट्स के बनते हैं. पेरेंट्स आर स्ट्रिक्ट, गॉड इज स्ट्रिक्ट. पेरेंट्स आर लविंग, गॉड इज लविंग. पेरेंट्स आर रिवॉर्डिंग, गॉड विल आल्सो बी रिवॉर्डिंग. तो रिवॉर्ड एंड पनिशमेंट वाला गॉड होता है, जो हमारा सबसे पहला कंसेप्ट बनता है. इज इट ट्रू? लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड दिस. वी आर टॉकिंग ऑफ मिसकंसेप्शंस अबाउट गॉड. इज दैट ट्रू? क्या गॉड रिवॉर्ड एंड पनिश करता है? लेट्स हैव सम आंसर्स. दो इट इज ऑब्वियस, बट लेट्स हैव सम आंसर्स. क्या समझते हैं आप? बचपन में यही था ना, अच्छे कर्म करो वरना भगवान नरक में झोंक देंगे. अच्छे कर्म करोगे तो हेवन मिलेगा. तो हेवन एंड हेल की कहानी शुरू हुई रिवॉर्ड एंड पनिशमेंट से, बेस्ड ऑन रिवॉर्ड एंड पनिशमेंट, बिकॉज दैट इज हाउ वी डील विथ लाइफ, राइट? ओके, सो इज दिस ए ट्रुथ और इज दिस ए मिसकंसेप्शन? Open to discussion.
I think it's an invalid question, because when we say God will do this if we do that, actually now we realize that God is within us. So it is actually the karmas. So there's no God outside which is going to punish or reward. It's actually our own karma, which the divine inside us is actually observing. And to clear the karmas, the antidote will happen. So this is my understanding.
Very good, Amit. So in short, what you have said is, and let's applause for Amit. So this is a misconception about God. What is the truth? Law of karma or cause and effect. Cause and effect is the only truth. in this universe. इस ब्रह्मांड में cause and effect is the only truth, which is called law of karma. You can always put it also as law of giving and receiving. जो आप दोगे वो आपको मिलेगा, जो बीज बोओगे वैसा पेड़ मिलेगा या वैसा फल मिलेगा, है ना. तो ये लॉ ऑफ कर्म है. तो मिसकंसेप्शन क्लियर हो गया. भगवान ना रिवॉर्ड देते हैं ना पनिश करते हैं. आपके कर्म हैं जो आपको रिजल्ट देते हैं. एंड गॉड विल टीच यू द विजडम ऑफ लॉ ऑफ कर्म. यूनिवर्सल लॉस का विजडम लो और अपने कर्मों को ठीक करो. आपका भाग्य ठीक होता जाएगा, क्योंकि भाग्य सिर्फ कर्म का फल है और कुछ नहीं. दिस इज द गॉड टीचिंग, दिस इज द यूनिवर्सल लॉ, राइट. तो ये एक मिसकंसेप्शन क्लियर हुआ, राइट. ये जो बचपन में सीखते हैं. और क्या मिसकंसेप्शंस हैं? Now when I read this book, I will start with my misconception. Okay, when I read this book, my first question was, why will God talk to me? I am not that deserving. मैं तो पापी हूँ, बोलते ना, मैं तो छोटा सा नन्हा सा प्यारा सा बच्चा हूँ. Why will God talk to me? God will talk to the enlightened people. जो ज्ञानी लोग हैं उनसे भगवान बात करेंगे. तो मे बी सदगुरु से बात करेंगे या शिवानी जी से बात करेंगे या श्री श्री रविशंकर जी से बात करेंगे. उनको डायरेक्ट डाउनलोड मिलेगा, मेरे को कहाँ से मिलने वाला? आई डोंट डिजर्व गॉड टू कम एंड टॉक टू मी. So first this thought was, like God will never come and talk to me. I can never talk to God. That is why I have to go to the spiritual gurus, because they will have a direct connection with God. So all the avatars, Jesus, Muhammad, or Guru Nanak ji, or Ram ji, or Krishna ji, they will have direct connection with God. So we serve them, or we have to become their devotee, so that we get the divinity through them. Directly कोई chance नहीं. This was a big misconception with me. And when I actually moved on the spiritual journey, this got clear. So now I know all human beings are potentially divine. Potentially. WIP hai, but potential hai. Every human being has the potential to become divine. Yes. That is the truth. Right? But again, since we are WIP, we may not get the real conversation from God. We will not understand, or we will not have the right understanding to understand the divine wisdom. That is the only thing that we need from the spiritual gurus, or the right path. जो हमारे different paths बनाए हुए हैं, ज्ञान योग, कर्म योग, राज योग, भक्ति योग, इन मार्ग से चलते हुए अपनी अंडरस्टैंडिंग को क्लियर करेंगे, तो every human being has the right to be having a conversation with God. That was the concept which got cleared for me. Okay, so that was a big misconception for me कि भगवान मेरे से बात नहीं कर सकते. तो वो क्लियर हो गया. And now I know that with every thought, every word, every sentence that I speak, every feeling I have, there is a presence of divinity. Divine is flowing through me, divine is working through me, divine is operating through me. So it's not only conversations with God, all my actions are governed by the divine. So that is the truth which I face. So let's have some discussion on this. How many of you feel God will not speak to me? God बाकी सबसे बात कर सकते हैं, पर मेरे से बात नहीं करेंगे. कोई है ऐसा? तो उसके लिए ये है जो मैंने अभी बताया. God will talk to anybody and everybody. Only thing is you should have the eyes to see, you should have the ears to listen, and you should have the awareness to feel the presence of God. Right or wrong? Right or wrong? Okay, so let's have some people share. वरना मोनोलॉग हो जाएगा. तो अपने अपने एक्सपीरियंसेस शेयर करिए. आपके क्या मिसकंसेप्शंस थे और कैसे कैसे क्लियर हुए. लेट्स हैव दैट एज अ डिस्कशन, बिकॉज़ दैट विल क्लियर मेनी मिसकंसेप्शंस अबाउट अदर पीपल. औरों के भी जो गलत धारणाएं हैं वो क्लियर होंगी. कौन बोलना चाहेंगे? गो अहेड. व्हाट वाज योर मिसकंसेप्शन अबाउट गॉड? आपकी क्या गलत धारणाएं थी भगवान के बारे में और वो कैसे कैसे क्लियर हुई?
I think then I can take this a little bit of opportunity. So I think initially I grew up with the same thing, that there's no God in something called statue. So deity, God, goddesses. I mean, I was just kind of in a shallow way. I was okay to worship them because of the peer and the family pressure. And then I think I got some understanding of the consciousness, wisdom, spirituality about 6 years back. And today, so obviously now we are at the same platform where we've realized that it is not outside, it is inside. So that is the conception. But at the same time, at times I still not doubt, but I think I'm not clear. is there still, irrespective of the highest divine inside, is there still an external force which is definitely more divine and powerful than the consciousness that is inside, which is still governing and deriving and driving and also keeping a track of the karmas, which is actually beyond my authority and power as a divine being?
Okay.
You got the question?
I got the question loud and clear.
So at times
the first thing I would like, anything you want to add first?
So I think, so if there is a server or a supercomputer and there is a computer VR, at times I think that no, the highest possible wisdom and consciousness can occur inside a living human being. But still at times I think no, there is an external, little more supreme powerhouse, which is still governing me. Yeah. Okay. So which can be the God.
Okay. I understood your question, but there will be a small correction before I throw the question to the whole group. You said there is no God outside, the God is inside, right?
Yeah.
Now the God is not outside or inside. In fact, the God is outside as well as inside.
Right.
And you are that.
Yeah.
बाहर अंदर नहीं है, आप ही हो. First thing. Okay. So you will find God in the outside world also. You will God find in the inside world also. But who is God? You are God. First, you have to get it. You have to get it very, very clear. Inside, outside, so manifestation hai. It's your manifestation outside, which is the outside world. It is your manifestation inside, which is the inside world. But who is God? You are God. This is the first thing that you need to clarify.
Understood.
Got it? Right. Now the question is opened up to the whole group. क्या बोलेंगे? जो अमित जी ने बोला. I hope everybody is clear. अमित जी ने क्या बोला? कौन जवाब देंगे?
Does anybody want me to repeat?
No.
Actually, I didn't understand the question exactly. So that's what my.
So Amit ji, you will have to go again. If Sanjeev has not understood, possibly many have not understood.
So we all believe that we are all divine being, Aham Brahmasmi, Sarvam Brahmasmi, inside God, outside God, even this space, all the 5 elements are manifestation of different colors and shapes and forms of God. But at the same time, somewhere we still have a faith in some power which is still outside us. I'm talking about probably all the 8 billion people. Maybe there could be 100 people who would still find the highest supreme Paramatma or highest possible of computer, which is governing their karmas and probably their journeys and coordinates in this journey. So is there still definitely some little bit of higher power which is beyond our authority? When I say authority, it is the divine authority. For example, we say, if we start to practice forgiveness, acceptance, unconditional love, not fear, not being in fear, not being in guilt, vibrating high, वो सब हो गया, crown chakra सब पूरे सातों feel हो रहे हैं, बढ़िया. Still probably, we will say, काश ये ऐसा कुछ power को बोल रहे थे कि may that happen, or may I need to still give gratitude. So there are two things. Either we pray, ask, or we gratitude, which is the other way around, which is just the opposite of asking. Dono situation mein we are still considering some power outside of us.
No, it's a big explanation for a small little question. So Sanjeev, I hope the question is clear. Yeah, good, fine. So now let us have the answer from somebody. कौन answer करेंगे?
आप दोनों ही हैं, I think you both of you can answer.
Let me ask somebody else first. By the time I will answer last. If I get the right answer, great. कौन बोलना चाहेंगे? Welcome Janardhan ji. And welcome Santosh ji.
Thank you, Santosh, for joining. Santosh is in Odisha.
And Vivek ji, welcome. Seeing you after break last week, but yes, missing you in the last few meetings. Yes, Tony, go ahead. You want to share something? Go ahead.
Yeah. Namaskar, Amit ji. मैं संतोष बोल रहा हूँ and thank you for actually inviting me into this amazing group. मैं last time यहाँ पर जब आया था, then we were actually talking about the dental health. That actually I remember, and इसके बाद से मुझे कुछ like chance नहीं मिला यहाँ पर join होने के लिए. It was very long back when I was actually having a discussion regarding the dental health. So to answer Amit's question, मैं ये बोलूँगा कि the universe has started from a unicellular organism, right? तो उस टाइम में कोई human beings तो थे ही नहीं. So even at that moment of time, everything was controlled by a supreme power. So I cannot actually 100% say that human will be considered as a god, because बहुत सारे ऐसे creatures है who are not actually human being and someone is actually controlling something, right? So there need to be some supreme power who will be controlling everything. We cannot directly say that we are God, right?
Okay, got it. So that is your perception about it. Great, accepted. Anybody else who has a different point of view? And welcome Uday Chandji.
Tony,
welcome Rajesh Sharma ji. Yes, Tony, you wanted to share something. Go ahead.
Yeah, I basically wanted to say that right from childhood, the sort of teachings and the sort of beliefs that we've been imbibed with, उसमें basically यही था कि भाई आपको जो कुछ भी चाहिए वो भगवान से मांगो या खुदा से मांगो, और be a very nice human being, don't hurt anybody, and all these things. And as Amit was just saying, that जैसे मतलब now since the time I have been associated to the group, earlier it used to be ke, I used to get up in the morning and take God's name and ask him to keep the keep everything in order throughout the day, keep my health okay, keep this okay, keep that okay. But now, since I have been associated to this divine spiritual healing valley, and of course Sanjeev and Amit ji and everybody put together, अब क्या होता है कि सुबह उठते साथ ही the very first thing is, I am in gratitude to God for just giving me the new day, or having kept me through the night, alive through the night, and having given me the day in the morning. Yeah, and honestly, जैसे अमित ने बताया, even I have this concept and this feeling that when I'm giving gratitude to the Almighty or to the divine forces, there is someone or there is a power which may be more superior to us, who is actually listening to us, or taking our gratitude for whatever we are grateful for. तो यही समझना बाकी है कि चलिए, मतलब of course now this feeling has dawned on to us that we are also divine and we are God in itself. लेकिन अभी भी वो feeling नहीं आती है, मतलब वो feeling नहीं जाती है कि there is some exterior superior power which is looking after us, taking care of us, or doing what is happening in the world,
which is driving the universe.
Yes, correct.
Perfect, got it. So you understood your perception. Great, wonderful. Let's acknowledge Tony. So
Thank you.
Tony ji, good, and Santosh ji, good opinion and good perception. Let's have some other opinions.
Yeah, may I? I would like to add कि शायद कहीं ना कहीं, मतलब मेरे को ऐसा लगता है कि हम एक ही भगवान के अंश हैं, ठीक है, मतलब we are part of, we originated from that. भगवान हमने, भगवान बाहर है, लेकिन since we belong to that divine eternity force, that is why we long to it कि जो हमें missing है वो हम अपने से बाहर देखते हैं. That's a natural thing. So I think that is why शायद to अमित जी का जो point है कि हम बाहर क्यों देखते हैं जबकि वही सुपर नेचुरल फोर्स हमारे अंदर भी है, क्योंकि हम उसका एक छोटा सा अंश है. And there, as a metaphysics, there is a greater bigger atom of which we are just a subatom.
Okay.
So that is why maybe we look outside for.
Okay. Got it. So if you look in the outside world, we see make some comparisons, and we see what is lacking in us, and that we try to find the remedy for that. Right? Good, Vivek ji. Good understanding. All right. Anybody else who would like to share? और कौन बोलना चाहेंगे?
Okay. Shashi, you had said, I think in one of the previous sessions you had mentioned something to this effect, that we were created in God's form, and through us we are experiencing. So I mean, all of us didn't get created by it. So there must have been somebody outside force who created us, and through all of us, millions and millions of people, some supreme person is experiencing. I mean, so there is somebody who has created us in his. That's what. I'm just, yeah.
Not video. So she remembers the paradigm of the game. Remember, we shared about God creating the whole universe as a game, and we are all players in it, right? As long as you forget that you are divine, you will be playing the game. You are in the matrix. The moment you remember that you are divine, you will break through the matrix. So that is the concept that Sylvia ji is saying. So good, but obviously there is somebody who has created the matrix, right? मायापति है कोई जिसने माया क्रिएट की है, उसी माया के अंदर हम जी रहे हैं. So there is some creator. Obviously there is a creator. Yes, acknowledgement. Very good, Sylvia ji.
So I also wanted to add one more line. So as we said, towards the end of the journey, we merge back to the source, or we also say that we reach nirvana or moksha to attain something. Now that attain is again merging with the source. So once again, probably that source where we go back to is something which is from the outside, beyond the.
Okay, got it. So again, okay, let me give you a comparison. Before that, before I explain that in a very, very simple gamely form, let me ask Sanjeev. Sanjeev, what's your opinion about it?
As I was listening to the conversation, thank you for this question, Amit, and all the opinion from everyone. So I have my previous latest experience with second time Vipassana and into Vrindavan. So I would say one thing. So my latest understanding is that when we say we are God, so we are God only for our universe. We are not the God for the complete universe right now, as on date, the stage we are into. So that's my first understanding. So जब हम बोलते हैं मैं भगवान हूँ, अपनी दुनिया में क्रिएट कर रहा हूँ, अपना यूनिवर्स में क्रिएट कर रहा हूँ, अपने अंदर का और बाहर का, सिर्फ इस लेवल का गॉड हूँ मैं अभी मेरे पास उस लेवल की एनर्जी नहीं आई है या उस लेवल का कॉन्शियसनेस नहीं आया है जो बाकी चीजें कंट्रोल कर सकूं. तो दैट इज व्हाट आई गॉट दिस कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ व्हाट इज, हम बोलते हैं अहम ब्रह्मास्मि. सो वी आर पार्ट ऑफ दैट बिगर गॉड. जैसे सिल्विया जी ने भी बोला, टोनी ने भी बोला और संतोष ने भी बोला कि, और विवेक जी ने बोला कि there is supreme energy. Of course, the supreme energy, we are part of that. And by saying part, the first point, Amit, with your question is that we are only God for our universe. That's what I would say. Like the parents को हम God बोलते हैं, तो parents are God because parents अपनी और अपने lineage के universe के God हैं. Similarly, अगर हम individual चलते हैं, that's the concept. And with all this, with simple words, with no too much of logic or something, I'll keep it very simple. In सबके पीछे जब we are part of God, that means there is a supreme God. That's what I would say.
Absolutely perfect. Very good, Sanjeev.
There is a supreme God outside.
Yeah. So let me give you a small example, right? So जिसने कहा सब कुछ बिल्कुल सही कहा, अपनी understanding के हिसाब से बिल्कुल सही है, right? Now let us look at an example and try to understand, make our understanding a bit more clear. Okay. God you can say ऐसे परमात्मा बोलते हैं, है ना? और हम आत्मा है, तो obviously वो सुपर सोल है. तो सुपर सोल को मान लेते हैं 100% बैटरी चार्ज. मान सकते हैं? Yes, 100% battery charge. No leakage of energy, nothing short, nothing lacking, 100%. As human beings, when we are in a human form, we are God in that form. Only thing is, our battery charging, it could be zero, not zero, could be 0.001, could be 1%, could be 20%, could be 50%, could be 80%, could be 90%, but it is never 100. It cannot be 100. As long as you're in a form, it will never be 100. So that answers your question, Amit. There is obviously something which is superior to us. हमसे भी बड़ा कोई है जो पूरे इस माया को चला रहा है. And that is the 100%. तो 100% divinity में नहीं आएंगे हम कभी भी. Get that? Now what is our journey? In different life forms, whether it is mineral kingdom, plant kingdom, animal kingdom, human kingdom, हम अपनी percentage of divinity को बढ़ा रहे हैं. तो जब हम अगर मान लो 1% डिविनिटी पे हैं तो 99% ईगो है, मान सकते हैं ना। अगर 100% तो हमारी टोटल पोटेंशियल तो 100 ही है, लेकिन डिविनिटी का परसेंटेज 1% है, तो ईगो का कितना हुआ? 99%। हम डिफरेंट लाइफ फॉर्म्स में क्या करते जा रहे हैं? उस डिविनिटी के परसेंटेज को बढ़ा रहे हैं अलग अलग तरीके से, चाहे वो योग मार्ग हो, चाहे वो मेडिटेशन हो, चाहे वो जो भी आपने मार्ग चुना हो, कर्म योग हो, ज्ञान योग हो, राजयोग हो, भक्ति योग हो, विपासना हो, मेडिटेशन हो, प्राणायाम हो, what are we doing? We are cleansing our चित्त and increasing our divinity part. तो 1% से बढ़ के 5% हो गया एक लाइफ टाइम में। अगले लाइफ टाइम में ऐसे करते 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 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 85 तक आप ऑलरेडी एनलाइटन सेयर बन चुके हो। आप अवतार के फॉर्म में जब पहुंच जाओगे सेल्फ रियलाइजेशन में, यू विल बी विदाउट द बॉडी। व्हेन यू कम बैक इन अ बॉडी, यू विल नॉट एक्सीड मोर देन 85-90%। इट्स अ रफ कैलकुलेशन आई एम सेइंग, ऐसा कोई परसेंटेज मार्क नहीं है, but 85-90% में you will be a very enlightened pure soul, the likes we know today, right, who are renowned all over the world for their spiritual capabilities. तो 100% तो कभी भी नहीं होगा, वो इस बॉडी फॉर्म में हो ही नहीं सकता। वो सुपर कंप्यूटर है, हम छोटे छोटे कंप्यूटर्स हैं, but the energy is the same. We are God in human form, and our journey is to increase that percentage of divinity from absolutely low level to the highest level possible. That is why we say we are WIP, work in progress. हर जन्म में कुछ कुछ work in progress करके आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। So how many of you are okay with this kind of an answer? This is probably what the God will tell you. Ultimately, you are trying to be me. That is what God will say. But you will take a lot of time. Take as many lifetimes as you want. But this is the solution. Ultimately, you will become self-realized, which could be 85-90% of divinity, and then you merge with me. Merging means you are leaving the body and then merging with the divine. Then you become 100% there. Body के साथ 100% नहीं हो सकते, right? क्यों? क्योंकि थोड़ा बहुत ईगो रहेगा ही रहेगा as long as you are in the body. Understand it this way. It will be a better understanding. So how many of you are okay with it, or if you have any questions, please ask. Yeah.
So शशि जी, मुझे कैसे पता चलेगा और नॉर्मल ह्यूमन बीइंग को कैसे पता चलेगा कि what is the percentage that I have attained in this lifetime?
First of all, there is no percentage. It was only a calculation which I showed you because the mind understands calculation. There is no percentage. Number one, your karmas will tell you that. Are you free from all the vikars? Kam, krodh, moh, lobh, mad, matsar, ईर्ष्या, द्वेष, छल, आलस, हट। क्या आप इससे फ्री हो? कितने आगे हो? Do this self analysis. This is स्वाध्याय. There is no percentage, but आपको पता लग जाएगा मेरे अंदर हाँ अभी ईगो है, क्योंकि मेरे को गुस्सा आता है, मेरे अंदर डिजायर्स हैं, यार ये होंगे क्योंकि आप ह्यूमन हो। You will never be without being a human unless you leave the body. तो आपको अपने विकारों से पता लगाना है, तमोगुण कितना चल रहा है, रजोगुण कितना चल रहा है, सतोगुण कितना चल रहा है। This is the measurement that you will have. There is no percentage. Percentage तो सिर्फ समझाने के लिए बताया, right? So did I answer your question? Or
Yes,
give some clarity?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Perfect. Very good question, by the way. No? When I talk of percentage, I told you, don't believe me blindly. अब मैं जो कुछ बोल रहा हूँ कुछ भी सही नहीं है, आपको पता लगाना है क्या सही है आपके लिए। Nothing is a gospel truth. It is all made up. I made it up. So if you have a better answer, tell me. I will accept that. Right? But if you don't have an answer, take it till you find a better answer. Yes, Janardhan ji, आप कुछ कहना चाह रहे हैं, बताइए।
हाँ जी। First time I'm attending here. I know Amit ji very well. We have been in for the past 6-8 months, I think. And the first time I'm attending this meeting. I'm very happy to see the conversation going on.
And he's very active.
And my point of view is that when the human is pre-qualified, like a flower, it blossoms and the nectar is there inside. The smell, the fragrance goes out, and the bee will go inside. Or it is a question of this or that, whether the bee comes first or the flower blossoms first. We don't know, but it happens automatically. Like that, when a human is pre-qualified, and all this question of gunas and all these things, when the human form is there, yes, I do agree that we have this effect of the human on the mind level, spirit level, every level. But when the offer is coming from the other side,
sir,
other side means when the offer,
I'm not able to understand clearly what you're trying to say.
When the offer is from the other side, it means when the human is pre-qualified, the God
pre-qualified means what, sir? I'm not able to understand. What is pre-qualified?
Can the gentleman please? Can the gentleman speak in Hindi if possible?
No, you can't. So
It's fine. You can go ahead in English.
I am from South. हमको हिंदी आता है.
That's fine, sir. You can speak in English. Only thing is, speak a bit slow and a bit clear so that everybody can understand. I'm not able to understand you. I'm not able to follow you.
We know very well. All our scriptures and books also say that अपना जीव अंदर का जो आत्मा जो है, जीवात्मा जो है, वो परमात्मा लेवल तक लेके जाओ. कोशिश करते रहो. So the pre-qualification means, yes, you have achieved that level. Pre-qualification means you have achieved that level. And you are waiting. And the door will open from the other side. The other, it is a one-way traffic. It is not the two-way traffic. There are so many pre-qualified people waiting. But when the God concept, God energy, want to do the, Bhagavad Gita mein aata hai, mat para, mat karma, mat bhakta, nirvaira. It means you have offered totally yourself to the surrender, 100% surrender to the universal energy. So now the universal energy will pick you. Any time, any day it will pick you. So when it picks that pre-qualified human, when it picks up, it will write off everything. इनको तो पावर है, राइट ऑफ करने का पावर तो है. तो पूरा बिल्कुल राइट ऑफ कर देगा. आपका जो इक्वेशंस है, बैलेंस शीट है, पूरा बैलेंस शीट को वो राइट ऑफ कर देगा. करके because it is for his business. For his business, he wants a human form through which the God will work. The God energy will do so many wonders, but he needs a pre-qualified human form.
I got that, sir. But what is the point that you're trying to make?
हो गए हैं.
Point क्या है, sir? What is the point that you're trying to make?
Or one day the wonders will happen. It will act through us. We are
Stop. Please stop.
We are just an instrument.
Janardhan ji, please stop.
Automatically.
Please stop. Now, what I want to understand is, what is the point you are trying to make, or is there a question, or is it a statement? Say that in a statement or in a question. Janardhan ji, are you there? Yes. Yeah. So, whatever you are trying to say that in a statement or in a question. Can you put that in a statement or in a question?
No, statement.
Okay, go ahead.
It's not a question, it's a statement.
Yeah. So what is that statement?
I can say it is my experience. Or I will put it like this, it is my experience. So when one fine day I myself found, अरे भैया हम तो pre-qualified हो गए हैं, तो हम सोच रहे थे कि हम level 1 से level 2, level 3, level 6 जा रहे थे. We are work in progress. In your language, I will say work in progress. We are work in progress. We don't know, but we are already qualified. तो हमको पता ही नहीं था मैं qualified हो गया.
So what you're trying to say is that as your percentage of divinity increases, the self-realization or God realizations happens, correct? Is that what you're trying to say?
See, I'm telling something after the self-realization.
Okay.
So pre-qualification means, pre-qualified means the fellow has already got the realization.
Okay.
He knows what is he. Not only he knows something all around him. आसपास जो है वो सब उनके पास 10 थैलियां हैं. थैलिया में there is no question, only answers.
Understand. So all your questions
उसके पास सवाल ही नहीं है, उसके पास खाली जवाब.
All your questions will get vanished, and you will have the ultimate realized truth, and the truth will set you free. Correct?
Yes.
Neil Donald was
perfect. Very good. Okay. Thank you very much.
Neil Donald was somewhere, I guess, it goes on to say कि आप self-realize करो ना करो, God is there always.
Yeah, He's always there. I'm telling you that.
It is
God
not
is always there. Even at 1% God is there, 90% also God is there. You are demonstrating divinity only all the time.
It is not mandatory that you have to self-realize. Even if you don't self-realize, God realizes you. That's what Neil Donald has mentioned in
No, that is not the right understanding. Statement may be that, but the understanding is that in some lifetime you have, there is no, what he says is, there is no way you can lose this game. You are destined to win. You can take as many lifetimes as you want. That is his exact statement. Right? So don't bother about anything. What he's saying is he focuses on the being, not the doing. He says, who are you being right now? That is the only question that is answered in that book. Who are you being right now? Who are you being right now? That is the question constantly the God is asking in that book. Who are you being right now? So that is exactly what I'm trying to ask you. If you are on the path, then you will be improving the divinity of percentage of divinity in you, whichever mark you do, whichever path you take. Correct? And that is the process of evolution. That is what the soul is wanting to do. So you will attain that at some point of time. तुमको करना ही है. There is no other way. That is the path.
But sir, when he says that, okay, I have given, there are options are with you, the choices are with you. Whatever choice you will take, I will be with you on that path.
Yeah.
So whether that, and I will not leave you. That's what he keeps on saying it.
There is no way God can leave you, no, because God, you are God. You are part of Him. चाहे आप 1% divinity से operate करो या 50% से करो या 80% से करो, you are still with divine only. The divine is operating through you. But obviously you will understand that there is a difference when divine is operating through you 1%, you will do something else, which is completely tamogun. And when the divine is operating through you at 90%, you will do different work, which is of satogun. So you have to understand the quality of karma that you do will depend on the divinity that you are expressing. That who you really are. Okay, so who you are being is divine. But what percentage of divinity are you experiencing and expressing? That will show in your karma, that will show in your gunas. That is the truth that we need to realize. Yeah. All right, just dwell into it. We can have more discussions on that. Anybody else who would like to say something?
Okay, I'll put a clarification on this point, what I made. Suppose you want to test, do an experiment, whether I have attained that level and whether I am eligible, I am a preferred qualified person or not. तो उसको क्या करना है? A genuine demand को place करना है. Just to put a genuine demand. A genuine demand, not a personal. It is not a personal. It is not a personal demand. It may be कुछ समाज के लिए, कुछ भलाई के लिए, कुछ छोटा सा पहले एक डिमांड रखो. तो अचानक आपको लगेगा, अरे भैया मेरी डिमांड तो भवन ले ली और हो रहा काम. Then you go to the higher level, put a higher demand, but it should be genuine. Genuine means no personal attachment.
Janardhan ji, I will stop you here. Janardhan ji, I will stop you here.
क्या होगा? वो तुरंत हमको पता होगा. Next day,
Janardhan ji, please stop. Janardhan ji, please stop. This topic is of conversations with God, not about karma yoga, what actions we have to take. Okay, so that's why I'm stopping you. So I will invite somebody else who wants to have some conversations with God or have some clarity about conversations with God, right? So thank you, sir. I know you are in a different league, you are in a different zone. So, but this conversation is not relating to the topic right now. Yeah. So thank you very much. Yes. Anybody else who would like to share? Anybody else who has any point of view? We are approaching the end of the session, so we need to summarize fast. But before that, I will take a few sharings from somebody else who would like to share.
Can I come up with a question?
Yes.
Because
yes,
this topic is like misconception about God. So I had long back one misconception. Probably if we can answer today or maybe next time. So I'm coming with that thing, and the thing is that my God is the best God.
That is a big one. That applies to all the 800 crore population on this planet Earth. That is the fight between the religion, because that is what religion teaches. My God is better than yours. And by the way, we are all marketing for different gods. Yeah. Before I answer that, Sanjeev, you can go ahead with the question.
Nothing. So my question is only, I would love to talk on this because I had this long back. Of course, it's dropping slowly, and I have reached to a level whereby I can say today it's 100% drop today, right? But this was one of the misconception I had, and that's why I thought if it is relevant, we can talk about that.
Big time. So I will share a small humorous part of it. When in my growing up days, I used to read a lot of Mahabharata and Ramayana, right? So if somebody would say, like when we talk of God's come, Ram is very ideal. Krishna is very practical. I prefer Krishna to Rama. That was one of my statements which I would make to my friends. So again, there is a preference of God. Which God is going to solve my problem? Correct. So Krishna was street smart, attractive, like he could do any Maya type, very you can say mischievous also. So I would connect more with Lord Krishna rather than with Lord Rama. Yeah. So again, and this is true. Religion teaches that my God is better than you. And even otherwise, even in we talk of just Hindu religion, we have different gods. अगर एक की पूजा कर ली नहीं हुआ, चलो दूसरे मंदिर में जाके माथा टेकते हैं, शायद वहां पे कुछ हो जाए. पिछली बार तो फेल हो गया एग्जाम में, तो इस बार पहले तो एग्जाम्स का ही होता था ना. Earlier used to be exams only. तो ये पिछली बार वहां गए थे, उस मंदिर में नहीं मजा नहीं आया, तो वहां चले गए. वैष्णो देवी चढ़ेंगे, हाँ बिल्कुल, वहां पे जाके पूरी मन्नत पूरी होती है. मनसा देवी चढ़ेंगे. So we have different gods for our different purposes. Correct. So Sanjeev, very good question. Now that is a misconception. We all know that. What is the truth? What is the truth? What is the truth?
Truth is Tattvamasi, right? We are God, right? Or
Yeah.
we are a part of God.
That is fine. That is fine. So that is one truth. We are that. But again, that is a form, no? So if you want to dispute the theory or misconception about forms, you have to take the truth of. Please go on mute. There is some disturbance coming.
You can mute Mr. Thope.
कौन है?
You can mute Mr. Thope.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so if you want to remove that misconception about God in a form, then you have to believe in a formless God. So are we okay with a God who is formless? Energy, pure energy. God is pure energy, and you can worship that pure energy in any form. So that gives the right answer to it. God energy is actually formless. अब उसको आप कैसे मर्जी फॉर्म में करो, जिस मर्जी फॉर्म में आप पूछ सकते हो उसे. Lord Krishna, Lord Rama, Lord Jesus, any form that you want. And we are also in a form. Correct? So we can also have the self-realized souls. We can worship them. Guru Nanak ji हैं, right? जो भी फॉर्म में आए हैं, जो self-realized है, आप उनको अपना कुल गुरु मान सकते हो या गुरु मान सकते हो और उनकी पूजा कर सकते हो. Worship them. So freedom from a form of God is to believe in a formless God. And then all the forms are coming from there only. That formless God can take the form of any God. So that answers the question. Actually, there is only one divine energy. You can call that in any, किसी भी नाम से बुलाओ, किसी भी फॉर्म में उसको worship करो. It is the same. And that you are Tattvamasi. Right? So though we are in different forms, that same God is operating through us. So that is the whole game, right? So Sanjeev, is that okay for an answer?
So it's not about answer. It's just a topic of conversation. I would like to add it in a humor manner. When I was in Vrindavan, so I heard a lovely statement. So a lot of people go to Vrindavan for Bake Bihari Mandir, and then we also have this famous ISKCON temple out there. Those who go for Bake Bihari Mandir, I heard them saying, "वो अंग्रेजों वाले कृष्ण में है." Now, Krishna ko bhi अंग्रेजों वाला कृष्ण मतलब the way conversation happens. This is my point. That's the way we distinguish a lot of time. Krishna is Krishna, but वो अंग्रेजों वाले कृष्ण. And Tony, that when I see your face, I was so smiling at that moment. अच्छा कृष्णा भी दो जनों की कृष्णा.
All right, great. So with this, we come to the end of the session. So if you have any question, last question from anyone who has any kind of question, any question, anything you want to share? Okay, what are you taking away from the session? Let's have a few people share.
I do have a quick question.
Yeah.
So as this session was all related to having a communication with the God, so is there any, like, normally people say like मैं भगवान के पास जाऊंगा, मंदिर में जाऊंगा, माथा टेकूंगा, तो भगवान मेरा बात सुन लेंगे. So is there any kind of such faster and quicker way of having a communication with Almighty? even though if we are not going to become a god, so just like people say, right, they go to temples and churches and they do that. So is that actually worth it?
Yes, it is worth it, because ultimately what matters is your connection with the divine. If you go to the temple and you feel that you will get connected with the divine, do that. If you think you can sit in meditation and connect with the divine, do that. If you think you can sing bhajans and connect with the divine, do that. Whatever you do is immaterial, provided only thing, bottom line, one common line is that your connection with the divine should be working. And by the way, he is always online. If you get the right connection, you will connect with him. He is always open. If you talk to him, he will always listen. But when he talks to you, you have to listen. So you have to align with him. Connect with the energy, get yourself charged with the connection. That is what he's all about. So when you are meditating, that is perhaps, which I feel is the best connection with the divine. Right?
And yeah, I have a question. There is a conception, or right or wrong, I don't know, but it is being said that Amrit Vela ke time jab meditate Bhagwan ko, so that is the best time to.
Yes, Brahma Muhurt is the best time. 3:30 onwards is considered to be the best time, and you can understand it this way. Traffic कम होता है उस समय. 800 crore population में से बहुत कम लोग हैं जो उस समय जाग रहे होते हैं. So the traffic is less, so you can connect with the divine faster. It's simple like saying, if you go to the airport during the peak hours of the day, it will take you 4 hours possibly. If you go there in the morning at 3:30, you will reach there in half an hour. Same thing. You can understand it that way. But yes, Brahma Muhurt is supposed to be because the mind is fresh, energy is absolutely divine then, and there is less traffic. So your connection with yourself, there is no noise. Outside world का कोई noise नहीं है. Nobody will say, सब्जी क्यों नहीं लाए, कुकर की विसल क्यों नहीं सुनी, टैप खुला छोड़ दिया, लाइट क्यों नहीं जलाई, ये सब ड्रामे नहीं होते ना. आपका माइंड भी शांत रहेगा. So you can get up and do the meditation properly, you will get connected with the divine. That is the basic idea. Good observation, very good. So it is not a concept, it is a practice. Feel it, experience it and feel it. You will know the difference. You do meditation at 1 o'clock in the afternoon and you do meditation at 4 o'clock in the morning. You will see the difference. See for yourself and then make a decision. Don't believe me. Find for yourself. My guru would tell me, go and find out. Yes, Parveenji? Go and find out, Sanjeev. Practice, go and find out, and then come back and tell me what happened. So that is the answer. So that is what possibly God will also say. Go and find out. All right, good. So with this, we come to the end of the session. Thank you for all your participation. And I hope this was valuable to all the people who were here and all the people who are going to watch the session later. So thank you very much for your participation. It is a great experience for me to come back and do these sessions. So it's always energetic and bubbling with energy after doing this session. Thank you very much. Until we meet next week. Aham Brahmasmi.
Aham Brahma.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good night. Take care. Bye-bye.
Good night. Take care.